Hello, my name is Chelsea Butcher. The three collaborative tools that were used in Assessment 3, which I will be discussing today, are Google Groups, Wikispaces, and WordPress.com. The first collaborative tool I will discuss is Google Groups. Google Groups is a free tool in which an organization or individual can create a group. This group can be used to discuss a variety of different topics and relay news which can be viewed by the public or restricted to invitation-only access. There are several unique advantages to an organization using Google Groups. The first is the level of privacy and security that a Google Group can provide. For instance, the owners and managers of the group can adjust the Google Group settings to ensure that only people who are specifically invited can access the group. An organization can also restrict posting access to the group so that, if necessary, only the owners of the group can post anything within the group. Additionally, some or all of the topics that are discussed within a Google group can be hidden from public view. All of these privacy features are important for an organizational tool to have if the organization wishes to protect security and restrict certain information from becoming public knowledge. On the other hand, in my opinion, Google Groups has two main issues which may pose a problem for a 25-branch organization. Firstly, according to Google Groups policy, each Google Group can only have up to 2,000 direct members. Secondly, Google Groups also imposes message limits on each individual group. The maximum message size for a Google Group message per hour is 244 gigabytes, and Google Groups will only accept up to 300 messages being sent per group every 5 minutes. These restrictions are in place for security reasons. While this may be adequate for some organizations, for others, these restrictions may make using Google Groups as an organization communicative tool impossible. However, in my opinion, the advantages of Google Groups for an organization far outweigh the disadvantages I have discussed, especially because these disadvantages have deliberately been put in place to increase security and privacy. This is important to note because, for a large organization, a communicative tool of a high security standard is essential. Another communicative tool worth considering is Wikispaces. Wikispaces is a communicative tool that can be specifically used for educational purposes. Wikispaces allows both students and teachers of an educational institution to communicate either individually or in groups. This tool has several advantages. One advantage for an organization is it allows users to upload content such as documents and then comment on them. This would be useful for an organization as it would allow them to evaluate work quickly and efficiently, while also allowing for further input from other people working on a specific project, or even the entire organization if needed. Another advantage is that Wikispaces allows an organization to view the productivity of individual members. This means that an organization can view a complete history of an individual's discussions, writing, and file uploads. This feature can be used to reassure an organization that productivity levels within the organization are high. In my opinion, there are no disadvantages to an organization using this collaborative tool. However, if an organization wishes to use the collaborative tool to communicate with the general public, then I would not recommend Wikispaces, as this tool is not designed to be used to communicate with the wider community. The final collaborative tool to be discussed is WordPress.com. WordPress.com is a collaborative tool that allows users to create a personal blog and write blog posts. Users can also comment upon other users' blogs. The main advantage in an organization using WordPress.com would be if communicating with the public was an important aim of the organization. This is because WordPress.com has several specific design features which are meant to capture public interest, such as the ability to change the color of the blog background and the font, as well as the ability to emphasize certain aspects of the blog, such as any quotes used. However, I would not recommend this collaborative tool to an organization. This is because WordPress has no private messaging feature, and because in order for individuals to comment on an organization's blog, each individual would have to have their own blog. Having no private messaging feature is no use for an organization which would need to protect its privacy and security at all times, while creating a separate blog for each individual is an unnecessary use of time when, as I have previously discussed, there are other collaborative tools available for an organization to use. Overall, for a 25-branch organization, the collaborative tool that I would recommend is Google Groups because, as previously discussed, this tool allows many users to communicate easily at the same time while having excellent security and privacy measures already in place.